What's up guys, HTC have just announced the HTC One. You can see it here with some nice pictures. I've got to say I'm really impressed with the device. It's got some great specs, it looks great, its design is fantastic. The whole body, except obviously the screen, is pretty much metal, so it's going to be really solid feeling, really premium. It looks like a really nice device, and HTC have really stepped it up with this device. If we check it, some of the specs down here, you can see it comes with Android version 4.1.2. Hopefully be upgraded to 4.2 pretty quick, because you know it's already behind on the Android version, which is kind of annoying. The processor has got the Snapdragon 600, which is a quad-core 1.7 gigahertz, and I can tell you that is meant to be 40% faster than the S4 Pro, which is in the Nexus 4, and that is impressive because it was already really quick. It still has the Adreno 320 graphics chip though. You can see here battery 2300 milliamps. Now the camera, and this is where it gets really interesting. There is a lot of interesting stuff about this camera, but basically it's a 4 megapixel camera, and I know what you're thinking, 4 megapixels low, but they're using something completely different, and it's called UltraPixels, which are apparently much bigger than the megapixels used in other cameras, and its production of color and stuff like that is meant to be off the charts. It's meant to be so much better than any other thing we've seen. They brought out a stat that says the pixels, each pixel is 300% better at receiving light than the megapixels used in other cameras. Now that's going to give us some great low light shots that we're not going to see in other phones. I am pretty excited about this camera, even though it's only 4 megapixel. This is good. This is good for the camera world, because it isn't all about megapixels. You know, we keep going up in megapixels, 8, 13, and it's just a load of crap, because some 13 megapixel cameras look terrible and look worse than some 6 megapixel cameras. So I'm quite happy what HTC have done here. I'm really excited to test out this camera. I really think they've brought it to the table with this one. You can see the video is capable of shooting HDR as well as the photo taking is HDR, which is kind of nice because we don't usually get HDR videos. And this is all going to be really speedy with that Snapdragon 600. You've obviously still got your slow motion shots. They also released something called HTC Zoe with highlights, and I didn't really understand that after watching the blog, so I'm going to have a look a little bit more into that. But yeah, we'll check it out. Now, in terms of connectivity, you've got all the stuff. You've got all the Wi-Fi bands: A, AC, B, G, and N, DLNA, USB 2.0. You've also got support for a consumer infrared remote control. Now that's interesting. So you'll be able to like control your TV and, you know, your amplifier and all that stuff that uses infrared. So that's interesting. Obviously NFC now. You've got a HTC Boom sound, which is dual front stereo speakers with built-in amplifiers. It's meant to give a virtual surround sound, they called it, and it's going to be interesting. I really think they put a lot of cool things in this. In terms of network, it is available in LTE networks. You can see it there, and we've also got the GPS GLONASS, stuff like that. Now it doesn't mention anything about the display here, guys, but I was watching the live blog, and basically they said it was a 1080p screen which comes in at 468 ppi, something like that, and it is confirmed to have Gorilla Glass 2. I was kind of hoping it was going to have Gorilla Glass 3, but Gorilla Glass 2 will do, especially as it's a metallic body. It should be pretty damn tough, and you know, all the smartphones now are coming out with 1080p displays, and the pixel density is just ridiculous at 468, so that's just another win for the HTC One. I'm really impressed with HTC, and we're looking, they said I think that it's going to be released at the end of March. HTC have really brought it with this new phone. I think it's going to have great design, great build quality. It's got a very strong quad-core processor, you know, stronger than the Nexus 4, which was already, you know, I see no lag on my Nexus 4, so this thing is going to be off the scale. In terms of storage, you've got a 32 gig or a 64 gig capacity, so that's nice. So it's not small, it's already big. I'm not sure about SD card. My guess is no, because it'll already be super thin. But the biggest thing with this phone is got to be the camera, and the fact that they've moved from megapixels to the ultra pixels, which is a really cool word. And yeah, it's going to be good. You know, I'm really excited about the 300% more light intake, because that's always a problem when low light my camera sucks. They showed some really cool sample shots. I mean, I don't know how much you can tell from sample shots, but they looked at some sample shots from other phones, and it was low light, and the HTC One tore them apart. That's how good it looked. So let's hope this whole megapixel thing ends. We get rid of that and we just get better images and better cameras, better sensors, the stuff that actually matters. So I'm definitely going to get this device because it looks absolutely fantastic and I already want it so badly. They've dubbed it being the device of 2013 already. We'll have to see what the S4 brings, but it's definitely got some big competition, guys. See you guys later.